All right, without further ado, I want to introduce U.S. Senator David Vitter. He's a bold conservative reformer working to solve our problems facing our nation in the great state of Louisiana. He is very involved in Second Amendment rights. He received an A from the National Rifle Association and an A+ from Gun Owners of America for his leadership and introduction to pro-gun ownership legislation. Senator Vitter co-chairs conservative steering committee's gun caucus and will continue to be a strong voice of leadership for the protection of Second Amendment rights in the 113th Congress against threats of things like an assault weapons ban or a universal background check. He was elected to the House of Representatives in 1999. He was elected to his first term in the Senate in 2004 and overwhelmingly re-elected in 2010. He serves as the top Republican on the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. David and his wife Wendy have 4 children and live in Metairie. Please welcome to the stage Senator David Vitter.
Thanks, Bradley and Johnny and everybody who organized this event. Let's give everybody who organized this event a big round of applause. And thank all of y'all for being here. Look, I'm here for the same reasons you're here. And there are 2 big reasons. First of all, the Second Amendment gun rights are fundamental constitutional rights. It's not a privilege, it's our right, and it's a fundamental right. Even the U.S. Supreme Court, which I disagree with every day of the week, said it is a personal, fundamental constitutional right for each and every one of us. But there's a second reason we're all here. Second reason I'm here is I know very well, because I work in the Harry Reid Senate, that right is under assault. And there are plenty of people, including in Washington, who want to put away that right, who want to restrain that right, who want to essentially do away with that right. And I'm fighting with others. We're not going to let that happen. Now look, the good news is there was a rally like this right here a year ago, and because of that rally and because of thousands of other rallies across the country, we beat back in the U.S. Senate the biggest assault on Second Amendment rights in decades, and we won that fight, and that's very good news. Now, I was real involved in that, but that didn't happen because of my work. That didn't happen because of Ted Cruz's work. That didn't happen because of other conservatives in the Senate. That happened because of all of us as citizens around the country rising up, and demanding that we preserve Second Amendment rights. And so that's very good news. But look, that's not the end of the story. We're all here today because we know that assault isn't going away, it's continuing. I see it every day in the Senate, and that assault isn't going away. And we need to get that word out, friends. Look, we should have more people here today. We should have as many or more folks as were here a year ago, and we don't. And it's because people are taking things for granted, and we can't afford to take things for granted. I don't in the Senate. You don't as active citizens, so we need to get the word out that fundamental constitutional right is still under assault in our country. And we still need to be vigilant, and we still need to be active as citizens. I know I can count on you, and I'm here to say you can sure as heck count on me. But we need to talk to 10 other folks, 20 other folks, neighbors, friends, folks we work with, and say, you need to get involved because that fundamental right is under assault. You know, 10 days ago I went hunting with some friends, and of course I needed a state permit, I needed a federal duck stamp, that's all fine. But I don't want it to be any more difficult or any more complicated than that. Because of where I was coming from, I had to borrow a Behringer from a friend. I don't want the federal government telling me that there needs to be a 3-month investigation before that happens in the future. And I want to be able to bring my 12-year-old son Jack with me, and I don't want that to be a long, involved process that some federal bureaucrat defines. You know, right after Katrina, New Orleans Police Department went around illegally confiscating guns from law-abiding citizens. And that's when those citizens couldn't dial 911, couldn't get a police response. They needed those guns for self-protection. I don't want that ever to happen again. But let me repeat something Tom said. I support gun rights for self-protection. It's important. I support gun rights for hunting and sportsmen. That's important. But that's fundamentally not what it's about. Fundamentally, it's about freedom. And that's the first and the biggest reason I support the Second Amendment, because it is our right that protects all of our other freedoms fundamentally. That's why the founders put it in the Bill of Rights. Not because they were big hunters, some of them were. Not because self-protection issues, although that's important. They put it there because it is a fundamental protection of our freedom. It's the fundamental protection of all of our other rights. And that's why I'll always stand with you and fight to the death to protect that fundamental right. Thank you all for being here today.